You can know the health of a marriage by looking at the woman. Is she more neurotic or less neurotic over time? If she's with a healthy, strong guy who's leading the family relationship well, she becomes more calm, more safe, more grounded, more playful, more attractive, more everything that's positive and good. But if she's with a guy who lacks leadership, who can't lead himself out of a wet paper bag, if he's emotional, looks to her to make him feel better about himself, leans on her for emotional support, you're going to find her become more neurotic, more angry, more bitter, sexless. That is a product of him. And so in this video, I'm going to talk about leadership. What does it actually mean to lead your family? What does it mean to actually create soulmates with your wife? Because again, I'm going to tell you, soulmates are not found. You cannot find a soulmate. Soulmates are created. It's good to have good source material and high compatibility to start with, but you have to create that. And you create it by forging yourself. My name is Ed Baxter, and I help guys in betrayal situations. The process of being with a woman for 50 years or a woman that you're dating is pretty much the same. For us, it's just science. Because we know the patterns, we know the solutions. It's not that complicated. You have to make a commitment for yourself. That's what it means to be in Soul Seducer program. That's what it means to work with me directly. So that you can learn to handle your emotions, so you can learn to see right into a woman's soul and seduce her from within, to create this garden that she can actually thrive in. We'll get you to that place where you make the right decision for you and your children. Directionless men create dominant women. Look, your job in a relationship is to be the pioneering force. The guy who's willing to go first, the guy who's ready to walk into fear. It also means you have to be the guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to win in marriage. It also means you're the guy who doesn't take prisoners. It means you're the guy who's not going to put up with bullshit in his relationship. And you'll be like, well, I got a wife and she's a narcissist. How do I turn that around? Well, the problem is the beginning. You picked a woman that will dominate you because you refuse to lead. So what are you going to do? Change her? No, you're going to need a new woman. I'm sorry. Your wife cheats on you and you want to try to lead her now? No, you picked a woman who doesn't value loyalty. What are you going to do? Change her? You're not going to change your wife. The problem is you don't accept her for who she is. That's who she is. You say you love her, but you don't love her. Because if you loved her, you'd love her just how she is. You don't love her. You love some magical version of her that you wish existed. That person doesn't exist. You're living in a fantasy. And so the game of leadership starts from the beginning, from the dating phase. Can I be with somebody who will allow leadership to happen? Will she actually want to play the game? Most women do. Most women will. If you can demonstrate and pass the test of your own emotional and personal resiliency. If you can pass the test of strength and she feels that you're the strongest guy she'll ever get, then yeah, she'll lean into you hard. She'll do whatever you want. She'll serve you however you need to be served. She'll appreciate you. She'll be devoted to you, and she'll be turned on with you most of the time. And so, how do we do this? You learn to become dominant within yourself. How do you dominate your mind? How do you dominate your life? How do you start donning these qualities of dominance? In other words, I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, and ain't nobody going to stop me. You see, power is non-negotiable. You either seize the power or you don't. And so you have to become very aware that this is the game that's going on here. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying you should dominate your wife. I'm saying you dominate yourself. You control yourself. You see, your woman wants to see you just demonstrate strength. Externally in the world to keep her safe, and internally within yourself so she's safe from you. Women are very geared towards knowing what this is. They have this intuition to tell, is this guy actually safe? He's sexy as hell. He's a badass. He's tatted up. And so if you want to be the guy who demonstrates both power and presence in a certain way, in a safe way, you have to learn to dominate yourself. Because if you don't do it, she's going to have to do it for you. She's going to start making the decisions for you. She's going to have to start making all the plans and where you're going and what you're doing and deal with your emotionality and deal with the kids and run the house and take out the trash. And you end up becoming another kid. Because you can't dominate yourself. See, kids can't do it. They need the parents to enforce things for them. They need the parents to see what's going on with the kid emotionally to help the kid navigate its own emotions. If you need your wife to do this for you, then you have now made her the man of you. Most men are unwilling to dominate themselves. They're not willing to rise. They're not willing to wake the fuck up to the cost of their inaction. They're not willing to look at themselves. Most of the men in the U.S. are overweight. They don't have a dominant bone in their body. They can't even control what they put in their mouth. Or they're sedating with alcohol or porn, video games, TV, living for pleasure. They have no dominance at all in their life, and it's getting worse as a society. And you wonder why women are like, I'm dating older men. Yeah, because those guys at least had a little shred of it. And so you have to become the guy who can dominate himself. It is a very painful process, but the rewards are worth it. So let's say you can dominate yourself. Let's say you got your habits in check. You know who you are. You know who the fuck you are. The second part is certainty. You see, leadership is direction and certainty. It's clarity. This is who I am, and this is where I want to go with my life. Do you want to be a part of it or not? You do want to be a part of it? Awesome. Let's fucking go. This is going to be great. We're going to have a great time. And so clarity, certainty. Leadership is not loyalty. I made the mistake of thinking that loyalty was leadership, and it's not. Leadership means this is the direction that the ship is going. Who's on board, who's not. If you're not on board, that's okay. I still love you. You just won't be able to go where I'm going. And that's okay. You obviously need to go in a different direction. And this is what I mean in the beginning of this video when I said the woman that you choose has to be willing to go in the direction that you want. Most guys will not stand firm in what this is and polarize the situation into a yes or a no. What he'll do is he'll say, this is where I want to go, baby. I'm excited about it. She's like, really? You really going to do that? You sure about that? I don't know if you can do it. He's like, yeah, baby, I won't. I'll stay with you. I'd rather give up the purpose and the mission because I'm afraid to lose you. And then boom, relationship is over. You might as well just cut it right then and there because you're fucked. Your ability to believe in yourself and go forward in spite of her criticism is key. You could look at that criticism as a test. Okay, motherfucker, you want to go in that direction? How about I belittle you and tell you you can't do it? Are you really certain about your mission? Oh, you're not? Well, I guess I exposed the hell out of you. And then you wonder why she doesn't want to fuck you tonight. You see, she's going to test your strength. She's going to test your resolve. She's going to test what the fuck you're made out of. It's not always going to be nice. It's not always going to be supportive. It's not always going to be in a nice, politically correct, or professional way. Oftentimes, women will come straight for your throat. And you have a choice. Are you going to stay certain in your path and what you're going to do, or are you going to capitulate because you're worried about your woman's emotionality? I can tell you which one way will get you laid. The other way, she'll leave you. You're like, well, she didn't leave me. She's still with me. Yeah, but you've now cracked. It's a chink in the armor, dude. You think she's not going to keep whittling away at that over the years? You've demonstrated to her that you've got a weak point, so she's going to keep poking it, and seeing if she can chip away at it. Because she needs to see you're the most strongest motherfucker she's ever been with. She needs to. She has to constantly test, are you still that guy? Are you still that guy? And you, as the man, should demonstrate, yeah, not only am I a guy, I'm going even further. I'm going further than that. Catch me if you can. And so there's a certainty and a clarity in the direction that you want to take your life and your family. Most guys look at their family like, well, it's my wife's job. She takes care of the kids, she takes care of the household, I don't really worry about it. Yeah, well, you know what? That's your ship, dude. That's the ship that's going to carry you to where you want to go, and you're just abdicating all leadership responsibilities to your wife. She doesn't have to have you do everything for her. In fact, I have found that most wives don't need you to do everything for her, that she just needs to know that you're involved, that you're actually present in the leadership of the family and how it's running. Do you know that Logan's going to karate? Do you know that Lucas is excited and playing soccer in the rain because he wants to become awesome? Did you know that Logan can do a Rubik's Cube in under 47 seconds? No, you didn't, because you're not there. You're focused on the business. You're not even here with me. Guys they say, well, she's got that, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And he becomes absent in the role of leadership. Or he abdicates leadership to her. And he's not dominant in himself, and he's not dominant in his life. And so he's like, yeah, you know, whatever the better half wants. Well, let me ask the wife. I don't know what's happening this weekend. That demonstrates both abdication and absenteeism. I don't know what's happening this weekend. Let me ask my wife. Let me ask the boss. This is weak-ass language by weak-ass men. Why would you ever put yourself in a position to talk down to yourself in front of your wife? It's like, well, you know, it's just a joke. It's in good humor. No, it's not. It isn't. You're just cloaking a delusional insecurity saying it's a joke because you hear other guys saying it, you think it's okay. It's not okay, dude. Words matter. You're literally casting spells on yourself in a sense. And you don't need her permission to lead. That's the third step. You don't need it. In fact, she doesn't want you to ask for permission to lead. She wants you to just be assertive, take the initiative, and go. You asking permission to lead to her is super irritating. She's like, how do you not get this, bro? You're the man. Just go. We'll follow. Believe in yourself. Why do I have to prop you up so you can believe in yourself? Just go. I'm not your mom. Just go. I want to be proud of you. I want to admire you. But I can't because, fuck, you keep looking at me for everything. This is what she can't say to you, because it'll hurt your feelings. Oh, you don't love me, you don't find me attractive, and you come up with a bunch of dumb, lame-ass excuses because you don't want to show up. And you can choose to do that, but you will also are choosing a sexless marriage and a wife that's very angry and bitchy towards you all the time. And this is a wife that she'll say, I can't tell you anything, you don't listen. So just make the decision. Remember, power is something you seize. Just go. Who are you asking permission for? Just go. I'm going to start the business. Good, then just go do it. Well, I don't know. I'm still thinking about starting a business. I got to get on my... No, just go do it, dude. The fourth part is you build with her. Don't fix her. Your wife doesn't need fixing. She's not broken. She needs acceptance of where she's at. Just hold the container and let her be emotional, have her emotionality there, listen to her, hear her, understand where she's coming from. Of course, you can't do this unless you can arrest your own emotional state. You have emotional resiliency. You won't be able to create the container for her to reside in. And you build it with her. See, dominant behavior, leading your relationship, does not mean dominating your wife and steamrolling her all the time. Entrepreneurs have this problem all the time. They just steamroll their wives. Baby, we're going in this direction. I'm so excited, I just forget to ask her what's going on. I forget to include her in my plans. I'm going to spend $30,000 on ads. She's like, shit, we need a car. And so part of this game is you have to build with her. She's your right hand, so build with her. Include her in the conversations. Listen to her advice. But you're going to be the one who leads the charge. You're going to be the one who goes. So be a part of it. Have her be a part of what you're building. Again, if you wanted to build by yourself, you would build by yourself. Oftentimes women will say, I don't have any room in his life. He wants to do his business, but when he comes home, he's miserable. I don't think he likes me. I don't think he likes the kids. I don't think he likes this life at all. He just wants to go and work. And from his perspective, he's like, I love my family. I love my kids. I'm just exhausted and mentally drained, and I don't have time and energy for these children right now, and so I'm going to go drink and just take some time to recharge. But from her perspective, she sees a guy who's completely checked out. This is why she'll say, well, you're never with us, you're never here, you don't care. And she'll come up with all these very angry things, and she'll just make up these stories about you because you're not there and being present to show her a different narrative. Your belief in yourself matters more than your bank account. Your vision is what's going to pull her in. Like for me, working with guys like you is my vision. This is the thing that I'm all in on. This is who I decided I wanted to be. This is who God wants me to be. No doubt. And so I've become very good at it. I've been very proficient at this. But this came because my vision had to be stronger than everything. It came before my wife, and it'll be here even after my wife leaves. It'll be here till I die. It may morph and change slightly and go into different directions, but what I'm doing here, coaching courses and community, is like my thing. That's what I do. I'm really good at it. And I love doing it because I'm good at it. And we have an amazing community, and we have amazing courses. And I do my best to be the best coach, the best transformational coach possible. She wants to see you excited about your vision. She wants to see you excited. She wants to see you certain. She wants to see you take initiative and just be engaged in it. And just don't forget to bring her along for the ride. This pulls her in. This is what she can trust more than anything, that you have this vision. She can trust that more than your love for her. In fact, she would prefer you to trust that more than your love for her, because the love that she needs from you is just to feel safe with you. Really, she wants to see your vision. Why? Because that's what helps you produce. That's what turns her on. She wants to see you inspired. Inspired and ready to take life by the balls and play. Play and have a great fucking time doing what you're doing. This is what she wants to see, an inspired man. An inspired man is not a guy who's chasing after his wife. That is a guy who's scared. That is a guy who's seeking permission. This is a guy who needs his wife to pour into him and validate him like a mother. She doesn't want this from you. She wants you to lead. In order to lead, you have to dominate yourself. And we show you how to do this specifically in Soul Seducer. This is what we do. We show you how to become absolutely fucking badass and how to win at life. And the first part of the game is how do we get this game of relationships down. But after the game of relationships comes business. It comes body. It comes being in your faith in God and in yourself. There's a whole other world that comes beyond this. That's for guys that are further along in the process. But for you, if you're watching this video, you got the game of relationships, what we call balance, that needs help with. And so Soul Seducer is certainly the program that'll get you from absolutely broken to badass in less than 90 days. Anyways, brother, go ahead and click the link in the description for Soul Seducer now.